Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video day, and today the Houston Rockets have signed Alperen Sengun to a 5-year, $185 million contract extension. That is a lot of money for Sengun. I've watched LP for 3 years now as a Rockets fan, and he continues to amaze me each and every year. I mean, like his rookie year. He wasn't amazing in his rookie year. He did good things here and there to show us, okay, this is a player that really could be part of our future. He shows really good things, but there's a lot of more developing that he needs to become a successful player, and to get the vision we ultimately see him, which is really, I think, in his rookie year. I think we all, as Rockets fans, not going to say NBA fans, because I don't know how many NBA fans are really paying attention to Sengun in his rookie year, but as Rockets fans, we had the impression that this could be a Jokic type player, which I know sounds crazy, but if you look at how he's improved these last couple of years, it doesn't sound crazy anymore. But in his rookie year, he only averaged 10 points per game. Averaged 6 rebounds per game, although that was only in 20 minutes per game. But he showed us that there was some future, but he had to develop. His rookie year wasn't a great shooter at all, had defensive issues, but we knew if he fixed those things, and worked on some other things in his game, he was going to become a great player. We saw in his second year, he took another big jump, went from the backup center to the most of the time starter, starting in 72 of the 75 games he played in the 22-23 season. And in that year, only averaging a total of 28 minutes per game, shot 55% from the floor. Really improved his three-point shot. Like I mentioned, we knew in his rookie year, the big talk was, if this guy wants to, get to the superstar or the all-star level, he has to improve his shot. Rookie year only shot 24% from three. What does he do in his second season? He improves that to 33%. It was only on 1 attempt per game, but for a guy who was not known as a good shooter, that was a good improvement for him. And what does he do otherwise? With his other stats, he averages 15 points per game, 9 rebounds per game, 4 assists per game, 1 steal per game, 1 block per game, and that was only on 28 minutes per game. You look at this past season, the 23-24 season, something's a little bit different about this Rockets team compared to the rookie or sophomore season. The Rockets are not a losing team anymore. Sengun had, you could look through any of the experiences, and his rookie or sophomore season, he had both. I mean, like, he came off the bench for this team. He started for the team in the first couple seasons. Those 2 bad years, and he was there and did a lot. You imagine something he did, whether it was starting for this team, being the starting center, or if it was coming off the bench in his rookie year, or a little bit in his sophomore year. So he was there for that. And then there was this big change in the team last year where you add in these veterans that come in, like Van Vliet and Jeff Green and Dylan Brooks and Jack Landale. Those guys come in, mid-season addition of Steven Adams. Obviously, Adams didn't play for the team, but just the point of the veteran, exposure, these veteran guys coming into the young, with the young guys, and, mixing those two together. And you add in a top-notch head coach in Ime Udoka as well. And this team is not, in the rebuild stage anymore, and they want to win. And that is something new for guys like Sengun and Jalen Green. Those 2 guys in the previous 2 seasons have been used to losing. And what did they do? They both had great seasons. Sengun was mainly good early in the year. Obviously, he was good throughout the whole year, but early in the year and in the middle of the year was when he was playing his best basketball. And obviously, we all know Jalen Green played his best basketball at the end of the season. But he had a great third year, and he took another big jump. Like we saw his rookie year to his sophomore year, it was a jump, but it wasn't a huge jump. But his third year 63 games, 63 starts, 33 minutes per game, 54% from the floor, which that did go down from the season before, but he has a bigger workload. He had a bigger workload last year compared to his second season. Field goals attempts per game went up from 10.7 to 15.6. He does shoot 30% from three, so that does go down, sure, but his attempts went up as well to 2 3-point attempts per game, compared to the one shooting 33%. He averages 21 points per game. He averages 9.5 9.5 rebounds per game, and 5 assists per game. So he became a better scorer. He became a better facilitator as a center. And I think he became a better rebounder as well. He became a better defensive player, averaged 1.2 steals per game, which went up. And he averaged 1 block per game, which basically stayed at the same. And he shot the ball better around the whole floor compared to his sophomore season. So he took a jump. And if it wasn't for his late season injury, he would have been a serious candidate for most improved. Really would have. He only played 63 games. There's a 65 game requirement to play. To have a chance for some of the awards of the All NBA. I think Sengun would have had a very, very good chance to. I don't think he would have won the most improved because the winner, I believe, was Tyrese Maxey. Maxey deserved that, but I think Sengun would have been second or third place in that voting. And honestly, he's my favorite. If he stays healthy, if he plays 65 or more games this season, as I hope he does as a Rockets fan, I think he will win the most improved player this year. And if it's not Sengun, it's Jalen Green. I think it's one or the two. Not being biased at all. I think the Rockets have a big year. I think the two new rich men, whether it's Sengun, who just got a bunch of money, or it's Jalen Green, who just got a bunch of money, one of those guys is having such a big season that they win most improved player. I think both guys will have good seasons, but I think maybe both of them will be in the consideration of most improved. We'll see which one of them wins it. I don't see either one of those two guys not being in the conversation of it. But I think Sengun has a big fourth season. I think this extension is needed for the Rockets to give him this money, and I want to compare Sengun to someone who we've been comparing him to since he became a Houston Rocket. That's Nikola Jokic, and I want to kind of compare and contrast for what these two guys have done in the path of their career. I talked about how Sengun only averaged 9 points per game in his rookie season with the Rockets. In similar playing time, what did Jokic do in his rookie season? Same amount of minutes per game. Started more than Sengun did. What did he do? He averaged 10 points per game. He averaged 7 rebounds per game, which were similar stats. His second year became more involved, just like Sengun did. There's similar minutes per game as well. I mean, 28 minutes per game was just very similar to what Sengun had in his second year. In this 2016-17 season, what did Jokic do? He averaged 17 points per game. He averaged 9.5 rebounds per game, 5 assists per game. You compare that to Sengun's second year season. Sengun averaged 15. He averaged 9 rebounds per game, and he averaged 3.9, but basically 4 assists per game. So some of the stats are better than Sengun, but we're comparing a star like Nikola Jokic to Sengun. Sengun, I think, he could become a superstar player like Jokic is, but he's never going to be better than Jokic is. So no matter what, I think you can compare the stats. I think the stats for Jokic compared to Sengun are always going to be better, but they're in that category is what my point is. Third year, final comparison, Jokic averaged 18.5 points per game in his third year season. He averaged 10 rebounds per game. He averaged 6 assists per game. What did Sengun do in his third year season? He averaged 21 points per game. He averaged 9.5 rebounds per game, and he averaged 5 assists per game. So, another comparison where the stats are very similar. Some of the stats are better for Sengun than they were for Jokic. And what did Jokic do in his fourth NBA season? Jokic finally took the step to become an all-star in the 2018-19 season, starting in 80 games. He was an all-star. He was an MVP candidate in the 2018-19 season, finishing fourth place in voting, and he was in the all NBA. What did he do that year? He averaged 20 points per game, 7 assists per game, 11 rebounds per game, 1.5 steals per game, and not even a block per game. So, my prediction for Sengun this year is that he takes the jump that Jokic took in the 2018-19 season. I don't know about him being in top 4 of MVP voting. I sincerely doubt that. For Sengun, but I think he does. I think he does accomplish something that Jokic did in his fourth year, and that's become an all-star for the Houston Rockets. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and peace out. Go Rockets.